Hi, my name is Jerry Schnorr. I'm co-director of the Center for Global and Regional Environmental Research at the University of Iowa. You know, back in 1991, climate scientists believed that climate change in the Midwest would lead to a warmer, wetter climate, including warmer winters and more rain in spring and early summer. They were right. Now, U.S. climate scientists are projecting that by mid-century, 2050, Iowa will experience more intense heat waves and more widespread intense rainfall. The 5-day heat wave temperatures in Iowa will increase by about 7 degrees Fahrenheit for the average year and by 13 degrees Fahrenheit once per decade compared to the heat waves in the late 20th century. Currently, the Iowa average annual 5-day maximum temperature during a heat wave is in the range of 90 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Scientists also suggest that the strongest rainfall events of the year, covering areas as large as a third of Iowa, are projected to double in intensity by mid-century, with most of this change coming before 2025. These are really scary projections, which will have negative consequences for every Iowan. If we act now, we can address the impact of climate change by adapting and mitigating its causes. For the last 8 years, science faculty, researchers, educators at nearly every Iowa college and university have produced annual statements describing some of the real impacts of climate change on Iowans. The 2018 statement, signed by 201 science faculty and researchers from 37 Iowa colleges and universities, describes the need to fortify our building and public infrastructure from a hotter and wetter future. Here's the 8th annual statement, Iowa Climate Statement 2018, Designing Buildings and Communities for Iowa's Future Climate. Climate change is already here, and it's affecting people, plants, animals, and large sectors of our economy. U.S. climate scientists project that by mid-century heat wave temperatures in Iowa will increase by 7 degrees Fahrenheit for the average year and by 13 degrees Fahrenheit once per decade compared to the late 20th century heat waves. The strongest rainfall events of the year, covering areas as large as a third of Iowa, are projected to double in intensity by mid-century, with most of this change coming before 2025. We must start now to adapt our built environment, including buildings and flood mitigation systems, to this changing climate. Buildings in Iowa must withstand a hotter, more humid climate, with more frequent and extreme storms and dry spells. Strategies for home and business owners for designing, building, retrofitting, and re-envisioning our communities in the face of a changing climate are now necessary and available. Buildings obviously protect occupants from rain, yet with increasing precipitation, more than just a sturdy roof is required. Water may also enter a building from the foundation or walls. In particular, heavier rain events and higher water tables affect foundations, and standards going forward must reflect that. Building enclosures can be designed to withstand heavier driving rain by integrating rain screens, large gutters, and downspouts, and steeper roof slopes. Green roofs could provide greater runoff retention and insulation. Climate-aware businesses are adapting their buildings through available tools and services now, such as the Be Ready Resilience Index. The United States Green Building Council recently issued a report recommending adaptation strategies for buildings based on climate region. Strategies include greater insulation of buildings and more controlled ventilation. In Iowa, well-placed, better-sized, dynamically shaded windows in buildings oriented south maximize solar gain in winter and minimize it in summer when the sun is more directly overhead. Dark surfaces can become 40 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than white surfaces or reflective, cool roofs. The temperature difference between outside and inside determines cooling loads, and cool roof systems will reduce energy costs significantly. Effective strategies to reduce air conditioning loads include planting shade trees and weatherizing buildings now to control enhanced energy costs under the effects of climate change. The largest portion of AC load for buildings in the Midwest is attributed to humidity, as it takes far more energy to condense moisture from the air than to simply cool it. Iowa communities would benefit from adopting localized plans that invest in smart runoff management to reduce the effects of flooding by infiltrating the rain where it falls and slowing the runoff from infrastructure. Green infrastructure, including bioswales, rain gardens, urban forestry, and permeable pavements, can also have a positive impact on flood reduction. Ultimately, reducing carbon emission remains the best long-term strategy to mitigate additional climate change damage. But adaptation now is necessary in today's changed climate. Changing our built environment to be more sustainable and resilient can help reduce future climate change while protecting us from the changes that have already occurred. For more information about the Iowa Climate Statement 2018, please visit our website. Thank you.